All right, everyone, please make sure you're on mute. And I will give you instructions in just one moment. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187th District Court. We're all on Zoom, but you are in a courtroom. I want to remind everyone, whatever you could not do if you were in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom. So what does that mean? You're not allowed to be cooking, driving, in your bedroom, laying on beds, and you need to be appropriately dressed. To all the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. Also, to everyone on the Zoom screen, this is not the Bachelor, this is not the Bachelorette. You're not allowed to pick up dates while you're on this Zoom screen. You need to do that on your own time. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to that room. To all of the defendants or those people who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. Listen carefully. If you do not, I repeat, if you do not hear your attorney's name, it's because more likely than not, they're Zooming in another courtroom. They will be here and they will be here shortly. You will have a chance to see them. To all the attorneys, I'm going to call your name in the order in which you will appear. If you see your name is low on the list and you want to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called and you come back, you will be placed at the end of the list. Matthew Allen, Ling Han, James Toshi, Alfonso Cabanas, Charles Gold, Jacqueline Lamerson, Ron Ross, Mark McCain, Nick Aguilera, Kelly Piddle, Therese Huntsinger, and who's here from the Calfus Law Group? They have a black screen. Is there anyone else whose name I did not call?
David Christian.
Because he's not on Zoom. All right, everybody, put on your listening ears. All right, is there any other defense attorney who is here whose name I did not call? Pat Montgomery. Pat Montgomery and Neil Kalfas. All right, anyone else? All right, attorneys, when I call your name, I need to know the name of your client and I need to know whether or not it is criminal trial division or family violence. I will then assign you to a breakout room. You can tell there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors on the Zoom screen. So when you go to a breakout room, think of that as going to a doctor's office. When the doctor calls you to the back of the room, you're not seeing the doctor. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So everyone, today is Wednesday. Let's not make it into Monday. Put some patience in your pocket, take it out when needed, and share it with others. All right, Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge. Daryl Simmons is the client. It's on a bond modification motion, and it's criminal trial. I believe Tom and Marcus were handling it.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Lynn Hung.
Good morning, Judge. My client is John Bueno, and I think this is with the Public Integrity Unit.
All
Yes,
right, could what?
That's me, Judge.
Oh,
Jason.
that's you, Jason. Okay, great. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Jason, you should have the ability to go to 3. If not, I'll send you there.
I think I do. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. James Toshi.
Hey, Judge, good morning.
Morning.
I've got Mary Diaz. I know that I have Miss Diaz. She is with Family Violence, David Martin. But I am unclear if I also have Genevieve Ramirez. Is that set on today's calendar?
Let me see. You say Genevieve Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am. I have a setting on my calendar, but no Zoom invite. It might be one of those.
All right, when I see you to breakout room number 4, I'll send Miss Ferguson there and she'll let you know if she's on the docket or not.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Alfonso Cabanas.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
My client's name is Alexander Leonard Williams, and he is in a family violence case.
Okay. I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Charles Gold. I'm liking your background.
Morning, Judge. Just for you.
Good morning.
I have Parker Mitchell. It's an MTR. It's a regular trial.
How do you spell his last name?
Piental is what I have.
Okay.
Actually, it's EL. The last one is EL. I'm looking at what he did. Pimentel.
All right, and I'm sorry, you said what division?
It's just a regular trial division. It's an MTR.
All right, let me change your name then.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I'll send you to number 6.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Parker, I'll come back and I'll tell you in a bit. Hang tight.
And Norma, if you could go to number 4, James Toshi seems to think that he has someone on the docket that I don't see. Thank you. All right, Jacqueline Lamerson. Jacqueline Lamerson.
I'm here, Judge. We are back on Matthew Roberts. He should be on. I've spoken with him this morning. And excuse me. We have a signed PTD contract.
All right, as soon as Ms. Ferguson gets back, we'll take that up. Ron Ross.
Yeah, Judge, I have Elijah Kelly. That's a family violence case.
I'll send you to number 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark McKay.
Good morning, Judge. I have Dwayne Daniels. This is on a first violation bond report. It's a family violence case. We're ready to respond.
All right, and I'm sorry, you said Dwayne.
Dwayne Daniels, and he is in the waiting room. It's a first violation report.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room, and he's not listed in the waiting room.
He may be under a different name. I just spoke to him on the phone 1 minute ago. He told me he was in the waiting room.
Okay. All right,
I'm
all right, there you are. All right, thank you. Mr. McKay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8 to confer with the state.
Okay, it's family violence.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Nick Aguilar.
Good morning, Judge.
Good
I
morning.
have Saul Acuna. It's a MTR, and I believe I need to talk to family violence.
All right, I'll send you to number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kelly Piddle.
Hi, Judge. I have Christopher Rodriguez. I conferred with Marcus yesterday, and I think we just need a trial setting. So I don't know if I just can go into a breakout room with Norma, or how you want me to go about that.
As soon as Marcus comes back, just interrupt me and let me know. And what I'll do is I'll send you, Marcus, and Norma to breakout room number 1 to confer over a trial date. I'm going to assign you to number 1, but don't go there until they come in.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Therese Huntsinger. You're muted.
Hey, good morning. Hey,
Good morning.
Judge, we're here on Andres Martinez, and that's Attorney Pro Tems Kelly and Bunk. We've got an agreement. We'd like to get a date for a plea.
That's today.
Okay, well, whatever.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
whatever.
not, there's no, we were working on until late last night. I'm pretty sure they don't have paperwork ready.
Well, it needs to get ready because we've been waiting on this plea forever.
Well,
All right.
we had it marked down as a date to let you know whether or not we reached an agreement.
No, this has been from everybody saying this has been an agreement forever. And I've been setting this, and setting this.
Okay.
And
I'm just referring back to my notes from the last setting that this was a setting because of the extenuating circumstances that you're aware of.
Right.
That this was a date to advise you whether or not we had an agreement. So
no, I have listed from January 29th. This is reset for April 9th for a plea 2021. So we go from January 29th to April 9th, 2021 for a plea. And then it's being recalled and recalled and recalled for a plea. So yeah, today's supposed to be.
Respectfully, Judge, it's never been set for a plea on my end because we didn't have an agreement until last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, y'all need to get the paperwork together. Neil Kaffas.
I'm leaving to go do a sentencing.
All right, when you come back, we'll still be here. We're here from 9 to 5. Neil Kaffas. Neil Kaffas.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm here, Judge. I'm just trying to figure out how to get mine.
Okay. No problem.
I apologize. How are you this morning, Judge?
Oh, great. How are things? People are trying to make a Wednesday into a Monday, but it's still going to be Wednesday.
I feel you. I thought it was Monday, but thank you.
Yes. Who do you have?
Michael De La Vega. It's an MTR. And I've been conferring with Tom, but you can put me with whoever.
All right. And I'm sorry, what's the first name?
Michael.
I'm right here, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you.
Let me find you just 1 second.
Judge, is that Kalfas in a broom closet right there?
Pretty much, I'm in another hearing in the next room, in the nice office.
Oh, and see, he put us in the not nice office, but that's okay.
I see how it is.
No reflection of importance, I assure you.
No, I hope it's cool in that closet. All right, Pat Montgomery. Pat Montgomery. All righty.
Just trying to get situated.
Oh, no problem. I thought you had Zoom somewhere else. All right, who's your client?
Ma'am?
Who's your client?
He's in the jail. He's over. Mr. Tyler is on, I think.
Oh, what's your client's name?
Oh, Michael Tyler?
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's CTD.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right. Lynn Hahn, you're back?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I wanted to see if I could possibly speak with you in person about my motion to withdraw, or not in person, but privately. I did let Mr. Jorgens know, and he's not opposed to me speaking with just you, although he did say that, you know, if you thought it would be best for him to be involved, that he didn't have a problem with that either.
All right, just 1 moment. All right, I'll see you and the prosecutor in the breakout room. Everyone, just give me a moment. And Marcus, are you back? And Lynn Hong, if you and prosecutors
Yes,
go back to breakout room number 3. And Marcus, if you could go to breakout room number 1 with Kelly Pittle to confer on a trial date, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Charles Go, your client is
Parker.
Parker Pimentel. Let me see where he
Mhm.
is. All right, Mr. Pimentel, if you'll go to 6. And then Jacqueline Lamerson, if you'll go to number 1 and get a date from Miss Ferguson on your case. And everyone, just give me a moment.
Yesterday, we had an inmate that was talking to himself like the entire time through Zoom. Yeah, he was like on mute. He was muted. Like, you could tell like he had like a whole full-blown conversation.
Okay, everyone, just give me one moment, please. Norma, could I meet you in breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, hello.
All right, Kelly Piddle.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and let me see if Marcus Sanders, are you available? Let me see if he's in a breakout room. Marcus Sanders.
He's here, Judge. He's not in the breakout room, but I don't know if he's.
Maybe he's on the phone with somebody. We shall see.
Counsel, are you satisfied with your client's Yes, ma'am. Signed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, everyone, please make sure you're on mute. Yes. All right, is there any prosecutor available?
Yes, Judge?
All right, Tom, we're just going to put the trial date on the record for this.
Sure.
Kelly Piddle, how is your client listed on the Zoom?
Judge, it's a Moto G Stylus 2021.
All right, you need to unmute Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 1432, State of Texas versus Christopher Rodriguez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
I'm Nisbet.
For the defense? All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
Yes, Judge. No objections.
Any objections from the defense?
No.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yeah.
And defense, did you receive an offer from the state?
We Judge.
All right, and Mr. Rodriguez, it's the court's understanding that you're rejecting that offer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it's my understanding that the defense and the state had a chance to confer and the jury trial date is scheduled for August 23rd. Is that correct, defense?
Yes.
No, Kelly, there's something wrong with your streaming.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? The answer, yes.
Okay, all right. State, any objections to August 23rd as a jury trial date?
No, Judge.
Mr. Piddle, any objections to August 23rd as a jury trial date?
No,
Mr. Piddle? All right. Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any objections to August 23rd as a jury trial date?
No, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial will be set on August 23rd at 9 a.m. You will need to appear in the 187 District Court. The 187 District Court is located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your court date?
August 23rd, 9 a.m., 187th.
Okay, and I know that both parties said that they've received all the discovery State, if you can give the court an acknowledgement of discovery by August 6th. Is that enough time, State?
Yes.
All right, if there's nothing else, then Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Piddle, you are both excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Ron Ross, you're back.
I am, Judge. I have talked to Joe Ray Garcia. He is going to have to talk to David Martin, and I have suggested that they look at the report from Vernon's Hospital, and they look at other records and decide what to do, and they're going to have to do that. And so, I would suggest that maybe we ought to do a 30-day reset and come back, and if we don't have it resolved by that time, I hope that David will call me after he looks at this and we'll confer. But
All right, and does anyone know, is David going to be on Zoom today or no?
Joe Ray said he'd be back. He's going to be late. He said he'll be here after a bit.
Okay, if you want to zoom out then, Ross, and zoom back in, because I want to make sure that I have a specific date.
I can do that. I've got to go to the 175th at a 10 o'clock matter.
All right, can you zoom back then at 11 or 11:30?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Sure.
All right, let's do that so I can make sure that I have a reasonable date for everyone, okay?
I understand. Okay, I'll do that.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Pat Montgomery.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. Michael Tyler.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear what you said. I had the volume down too low.
Oh, no problem. Michael Tyler. What's happening with Michael Tyler?
Michael Tyler is back from SASH. He was there for about 6.5 months. He was restored. He's been back in the jail for about 10 days, and the very medicines that they gave him at SASH to restore him are not being given to him at the jail. So we've got to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. And I'm still negotiating with the state. I don't know where Meredith went. I don't see her on the screen. Oh, there she's
on the screen.
So if I could go back to talk to Meredith in that breakout room again, maybe we can do it today, Your Honor.
All right, what I'll do is, since your client is 11, I'll move you to number 12, and Meredith will meet you there.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Alfonso Cabanas.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I conferred with Joe Ray on Mr. Alexander Williams.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's present, but anyways, there was a plea offer, Judge. We're past the plea offer deadline, but it's my understanding my client still wants a jury trial.
All right, then what I'll do is I'll see you. Is your client in the courtroom or present?
I don't believe so, Judge. We notified him regarding the court hearing today. I can log back on after I reach out to him.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30 to appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge, I spoke to Hunter on the Daryl Simmons bond modification. We are in agreement. He wanted to add that Mr. Simmons needs to provide his work. It's a bond modification for partial GPS tracking with a curfew, but the state wants him to provide his work schedule to pretrial beforehand.
All right, if you will, on Mr. Simmons, if you will send the agreement through email, then we will, I'll sign it.
Okay.
So send it through the email and include Joe Ray in the email that you all have reached this agreement. And have you had a chance to confer on this actual case or no?
No, Judge.
All right, so let me let you guys confer on the actual case, and then I'll come back and I'll give you another court date.
Okay, I don't think it's Hunter's case. He said it was either Marcus or I think it's Marcus's. So I guess I need to confer with him.
Okay, you were in breakout room number 2.
Amazing.
So I put, if you'll go back to number 2.
Okay.
Right. And Mr. Callahan, I see you're in the courtroom. Could you come to the back of the court, please?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. Oh, Jacqueline Lamerson, on your case, Matthew Roberts, Ms. Ferguson gave me your reset date, so you and your client are excused. Your reset date is for August 24th for a PTD update.
Very good. Our contract is in to be. It looks like she's out of office today, but we hopefully should get our orientation done and fall off your docket.
All right, thank you.
I can't hear you.
All right, Mr. Bueno, could you unmute for me, please? Mr. Bueno, you need to unmute.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, Mr. Bueno, your attorney filed a motion to withdraw. My understanding is you're aware of the motion to withdraw. I've granted the motion to withdraw. Your new attorney is going to be Vincent Callahan. I'm going to give you a chance to speak with him. We're going to get a reset for you, but I want you to speak with Mr. Callahan before you go. And Ms. Hong, are you still there?
Yes,
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with a new attorney so you can exchange discovery and get that to him, okay?
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Bueno, as soon as she finishes exchanging numbers and information with the new attorney, I'm going to give you a chance to speak to the attorney as well, okay? So courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please. And Ms. Hahn, if you could go to 1. And Norma, on Bueno, I'm going to need a 30-day reset.
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. I can get that for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, just one moment, Mr. Bueno, don't leave. And Jason Jorgens, when you get a chance, could you go to breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So that Denny will know who the attorney is.
You can come back on the 26th, Judge.
All right. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Robert Porter, you're here. Who's your client?
Good morning. Excuse me, Your Honor. Good morning,
Yes.
Lamont Curry.
And that's criminal trial division. All right, Robert Porter, you're going to lucky breakout room number 13, and that's a lucky breakout room.
It always is, Judge.
Yeah. All right, anyone else back and ready? Let me see. And Rebecca, let me know if any of the people who are here for compliance hearing.
I just sent you a chat.
Okay. All righty, thank you very much. Brittany Beck. You need to unmute and show your video.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
My attorney was supposed to be on with me.
Yeah, you're here for a compliance hearing. So do you know why you're here?
Yes, we had
What
a
the
follow-up
issues are?
hearing. Yes, I do know what the issues are.
So what are the issues?
My test was coming back diluted, and you need a clean answer. Everything else for my stuff is done. I know that all my classes, all my fines and everything
I'm
are
not
paid.
talking about classes. I'm talking about you using drugs. Why are you being positive for marijuana? Why are your results diluted? Like, here's the thing. You can say, you know what, I'm done with this. Just send me on my way. Let me do my time. Is that what you want?
Not at all.
Then why are you acting as though you want to go to prison?
I don't.
Because here's the thing, the fact that you're using tells me that you don't want to be on probation, right? Because one of the main things is you cannot use drugs while you're on probation. And you can go to the state jail facility for 2 years. I don't know. I don't think they allow you to grow marijuana at the state jail facility. So it's completely up to you. Why do you continue to use drugs when you're on probation?
I don't know why I smoked. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there has to be a reason.
I was at home and I didn't have my kids, and I just smoked. I honestly don't have an answer as to why. There is no explanation as to why, because I shouldn't have been doing it.
How old are you?
31.
All right, you're 31 years old. You're on probation for a state jail felony. You could be going to prison for 2 years. And in your downtime, instead of handling your business, that's what I say, you decide, oh, I have some extra time. Let me smoke some marijuana. And let me just tell you the situation about the marijuana. So either you're growing marijuana in your backyard or growing it on your balcony, or either you're getting marijuana for someone else. So you have to stop and think about it. Hey, I want some marijuana. Hey, let me call this person I know because they have some marijuana. Then you have to go and get the marijuana. Then you have to bring it back if you're smoking it at your home. Then you have to light it, and all these things. Why? And I don't know, maybe you're smoking marijuana in the car. I don't know. But what I do know is you have to light the marijuana for it to work. And so during all this time, you're making all of these decisions that are bad decisions. So there has to be a reason for it. What, you can't give up the marijuana? Is it a problem?
I know, I mean, it's not like I do it every day. It's not an all day affair that I just sit at home and I do that. Like I very much am involved. Like I work full time, I even work extra days on the weekends. I serve and volunteer. I go to church on
Okay,
Sundays with my
hello,
kids.
you're using drugs. And let me just tell you what the explanation you're giving me right now is when somebody does something wrong, they're like, well, I don't belong. I'm not a member of a gang. I haven't murdered anybody. I'm doing other things. You can't smoke marijuana on probation, period. The explanation you're giving to me is like when somebody has children and they say, I pay child support. Okay, you want a cookie. You pay child support. You're supposed to be doing that. So you want a cookie. You're doing volunteer work. Stephanie, just let the marijuana slide. Can't let it slide. You're on probation for driving while intoxicated with a child in a vehicle. And now you're smoking marijuana. And I don't know how long you don't have your children, but I do know if you're smoking marijuana on a Saturday and you get your children on a Monday, that marijuana is probably still in your system. That's a problem. And the problem is you're continuing to give dilutes to probation, and you're continuing as a 31-year-old using marijuana and you don't know why. So I'm going to tell you what's happening. Right now, we're just having a conversation. It's not on the record. This is me getting your attention. I'm going to write in the file that I have admonished you, and I'm telling you, you had better stop using marijuana. If you don't stop using marijuana, what that tells me is that you want to go to the state jail facility. From here on out, every time you get ready to make a decision, hey, let me go get some marijuana from this person I know, you need to say, is this something that could result in me going to prison for 2 years? Is marijuana worth that? Some people may say, yeah, marijuana is worth it.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, you're acting as though it is. And then you come to me wanting the ignition interlock removed. That's not getting removed because you can't follow the rules. And until you show me that you can follow the rules consistently, that ignition interlock is not getting removed. And if I get another positive UA from you or show that the levels are going up, because I'm sure, are you going to be positive for drugs today? Because you're going to take a UA today.
I mean, it's probably still in my system. Have I used any? No.
Okay. When's the last time you used?
I just UA'd yesterday.
No, when's the last time you used marijuana?
I mean, this all was probably like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Oh, well, then you shouldn't be positive. If this was truly like 3 weeks ago, here's the thing. You need to be 100% honest with me. I'm not going to revoke you today. But what I'm telling you is I'm giving you your chance today, and this is your final chance before a motion to revoke is filed. And let me just tell you what happens when a motion to revoke is filed. I sign it if it is in legal format, and if it's sufficient, I sign it. Guess what? A warrant goes out for your arrest. You get arrested wherever you may be. If it's at your apartment, at your job, at your volunteer work, while you're on the way to the marijuana guy, you get arrested.
Get arrested.
Oh, well, you need to stop behaving as though you do. So what will end up happening when a motion to revoke is filed? You get arrested. You go to the Bexar County Jail. Maybe somebody can make your bond. Maybe they don't. Maybe your family say, we've told her she needs to take her medicine. And then you end up having a motion to revoke hearing. And at that time, I will either continue you or revoke you and send you to the state jail facility for 2 years. So every decision you make from here on out, it had better be with the mind of, is this something that could send me to the state jail facility for 2 years? So I'm giving you a chance right now. So you need to be honest with me, because if they drug test you today, it shouldn't be positive if you only used marijuana 2 weeks ago. So when's the last time you used marijuana?
Maybe we can have it go 2 weeks. It's between that time.
Yeah. Rebecca, I want her tested. I want her tested on a regular basis. That marijuana levels had better go down. If those marijuana levels go up, file a motion to revoke. And no, I'm not removing her ignition interlock.
Judge, now the level, as long as the level goes down and nothing goes up. Now, because the last test I took was diluted but positive, do you think that the levels are going to be higher now than they were then because it was diluted? Okay, so my probation officer calls me 2 days ago and she told me that I had the court hearing. They said that it was supposed to be on Monday. When she said it was on Monday, she said that she calls me like 15 minutes before court and she told me that she was going to send me for a UA and to not go to court on Monday, to go on Wednesday. So she sent me for the UA and she said it came back diluted but positive for marijuana. Now,
So,
I guess
and all of that story that you're telling me, what's your question?
My question is, if it came back diluted then, because let's say my water intake was more, or whatever the case may be, now, is it going to show a different level now when I go back today versus when it was then because it was also diluted?
Yeah,
It's
let me
a serious
explain
question.
something. All right, let me explain to you something about your questions, Ms. Beck. I've been attorney in almost every treatment court that Bexar County has ever had. And I was the originating attorney in treatment courts. I was a defense attorney in treatment courts when they didn't even pay defense attorneys to do it because I believe in the programs. I'm like, hey, people have a drug problem, they want help, let's get them help because otherwise they'll be right back here. And the questions that you are asking me tells me that your mind frame is not the correct mind frame. You're talking gibberish to me right now. You're saying a lot, but really saying nothing because you're trying to figure out how you can justify your levels being different. I am telling you right now, you're taking a UA today. And that UA will not be diluted. Probation, if that UA is diluted, file a motion to revoke. That UA will be your baseline. If your marijuana intake goes up and those levels go up, probation, file a motion to revoke. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And I am 100% sure. How old are your children?
My daughter just turned 4 and my son is about to turn 12.
All right, your 12-year-old knows you use marijuana. I think they haven't made
I've
a
never
set.
used anything in front of my
Let me just
son.
tell you, I don't smoke at all. I don't smoke cigarettes, never use drugs, right? But if I go to a location, if I were to come to your house right now, I could tell that there has been marijuana smoking there because I'm very sensitive to that. I can tell you know what, marijuana smoke, it gets in the carpets, gets into the curtains, gets into the walls, just like
I would never
cigarette
do
smoke.
something like that in my home ever.
Oh, so you've been using marijuana in your vehicle?
No, I was by myself and I was outside on my patio. I would never smoke. I don't smoke
Yeah,
cigarettes
thanks for
anymore.
ruining
but-
nature by smoking marijuana out on your patio and destroying other people's comfort because you're outside smoking marijuana on your patio, trying to pretend like you're an 18-year-old, I guess, trying to reach back to your youth. That stops now. I am telling you, a 12-year-old will know if their parents are doing drugs. And I know everybody says marijuana is legal in some states, and it is, but it's a drug. And as a mother, one, you shouldn't be driving intoxicated with a child in the car, which is what you were doing. Number two, you shouldn't be smoking marijuana while you're on probation, acting like you want to go to prison and thinking that a judge won't send you there. I take no pleasure in sending people to prison, but I will. If justice calls for it, you will be going to the prison. So I've given you the rules. Do not break those rules because if you do, a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest. You're going to be arrested either at the person you're getting the drugs from, maybe even on your patio while you're smoking your marijuana, at your house, at your volunteer, at your work, wherever they may find you. And somebody's going to have to make bond for you, or either they're going to let you sit in jail because you haven't learned your lesson. So you are going to a breakout room with probation. They're going to give you instructions, and you're giving me my UA today, and that UA had better not be diluted. Do you understand?
Is there any way that I can take it first thing in the morning when I get paid?
You're taking a UA today.
Okay.
Because I know the person who you get marijuana from on a regular basis is not giving that to you on credit. Sending you to breakout room number 1.
Marijuana regular basis.
Yeah, you are. I'm sending you to breakout room number 1 and probation. If you will meet her in 1 and give her instructions, please. All right, Mark McKay.
Judge. Yes, Judge.
Yes. Mr. Daniels.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. What's happening with Mr. Daniels?
This is a first violation report, and as a condition of bond, my client was not supposed to have contact with a complaint in the earlier case. The lady came over to his house, and he is on GPS monitor right now. I've spoken with Joe Ray on this, and we're asking the court to just continue him on bond, especially since he's on GPS.
All right, Mr. Daniels, can you unmute yourself for me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Daniels, you understand that you're not to have contact with this person, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I understand your attorney is saying that she came to the location.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. McKay, I'm sure you know how to tell your client what to do in that situation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll continue you with the same conditions.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
All
right, you're welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you. Oh, before you go,
Yes,
because I'll just write continue with same conditions.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
Mr. Daniels?
Is it possible, Judge? I have my boss ready to give you a letter for me to go to work. Just partial. I have a schedule. Anything you need from the job, I can get.
Mr. McKay, did you speak to Mr. Daniel? I mean, did you speak to Joe Ray about him working?
I have not, but I'd be more than happy to bring it up.
All right, if you guys will then go back to the breakout room.
Okay.
Mr. McKay, number
Yes,
8. And Joe Ray, don't leave yet. Joe Ray is in number 9. When he comes on the screen, just let him know you need to see him in number 8 again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Diddy Callahan?
Your Honor, we've conferred, we're going to get the discovery done in about a week. And I've excused the client prematurely, probably. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, he knows his court date.
May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Thank you. Charles Gold?
Am I done?
Hey, Judge.
No, Mr. Daniels, you're not.
Okay.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, Judge, how you doing? I've been talking with Tom a little bit. We got the offer. I just got the conditions. We have an offer. I need to kind of talk with my client a little bit more about it. I think if we get a quick reset, I would appreciate it. And that way we can kind of go over our options.
All right, is this going to be a contested hearing or no?
I don't think so. I don't think this would be a contested hearing.
All right, Norma, on Pimentel, do you need 1 week, 2 weeks? What are we looking at?
I don't know. 2 weeks is good for me, Judge, however you want to do it.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Pimentel for 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am, I can do August 11th.
Double
All right,
check.
we'll see you at August 11th.
All right, thank you.
All right, you and your client are excused.
All right.
Norma, could you do 12th or 13th? Because
Yes.
I get back on 11, so I can do 12 or 13.
I can do 13th.
Perfect.
Hold on, let me.
All right, are you okay with the 13th, Mr. Gold?
Oh, come on. The 12th is way better. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Let me double check just to make sure. I'm still pulling it up. I'm still looking the first day. I don't know.
Nice try, Gold.
Yeah, we're saying August the 12th or 13th is a Friday, right?
Yes, the 13th is
I
a
love
Friday.
it. The Friday the 13th with Tom. What's a date? I am there. I am totally there.
Okay, Charles.
For my best soup.
Everybody says that Friday the 13th is unlucky, but there's a movie that came out and it was called Saturday the 14th. So everybody's like, no, it's not Friday the 13th. It's Saturday the 14th. So there you go.
There you go. All right.
All right.
I'll see y'all then.
Thank you. You and your client are
Yes, bye.
excused. Mr. Pimentel, you'll need to be back on August 13th.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge, I conferred with Marcus on the case of Daryl Simmons.
Yes.
He said he needed time to look at the case. There's a surveillance video that he's going to try to get. That's where we're at on it.
All right, Norma, on Daryl Simmons, can you give him a 30-day reset, please?
30-day reset. Yes, ma'am. We can come back on the 20. I think it's the. Give me 1 second, Judge. The 26th.
All right, we'll see you back on August 26th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, and if you send me that email, I'll take care of that.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. All right, and Daryl Simmons, you are excused. All right, Robert Porter.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've conferred with Mr. Sanders on Mr. Curry's case, Judge. Last time we were in report. It was a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Kearney had picked up a brand new ag assault deadly weapon.
Yes.
I have reviewed the police report. I haven't, and I'll fall on the sword on this one, Judge. I just haven't had the time to view the videos and go over that with him. And I know the state wants to do that in consideration of if they're going to alter or make a plea bargain or not.
All right. So how much time do you need, Mr. Porter?
It looked like my trial in the 1A6 fell through, so I should be able to view everything and go over everything with Mr. Curry within 2 weeks.
All right. So has the, yes.
So there's an indication that there's surveillance video from the location where it happened. We don't have that yet because the case is so new. So I don't think we'll have that in 2 weeks if that's what he wants to see.
All right, Norma, on Lamont Curry, can you give them a 30-day reset? And Mr. Porter, are you on all the new cases?
The ag assault I am, Judge. I don't know what you mean by all of them.
Well, the aggravated assault, then there's a retaliation.
The retaliation, yes.
Okay.
We can do the 26th, Judge.
All right. We'll see you on the 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Your client is in custody?
He is.
Or on bond?
Right. He was put in custody on the new charge.
All right. Do you need to speak with him?
I'll go by the jail judge and talk to him about everything.
All right, Mr. Curry, your next court date is going to be August 26th, and your attorney will come and visit you at the jail. Do you understand? All right, Norman, can you let them know that 14D can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Porter, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused. Thanks for dropping in.
Thank you. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, and James Toshi is in number 4 on Mary Diaz. And it's family violence.
You needed to talk to David Martin, Judge.
All right. So let me see where David is. And then Mark McKay is in number 3. I'm just moving people up.
Am I dismissed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am.
And then let me see. Has someone spoken to Pat Montgomery? He's in number 12 on Michael Tyler.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a deal and I chatted it to Norma.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I'm sending paperwork already, Judge.
Okay, let me check the paperwork. All right, James Toshi, you're back on Mary Diaz.
Yes, Judge. I'm not sure what we were recalled for today, but if it's related to the discovery, I think
Yes.
that we have ironed out all of the discovery issues at this point. So
That's the reason why you're here for discovery.
okay. Yes, ma'am.
So what are the results on the discovery?
I believe that we have everything at this point, Judge. So I know it took us a few settings to get all that ironed out, but I believe we do have all the information at this point.
All right, State, have you been able to tender an offer or no?
Judge.
Oh, you're okay. So that's a no. Okay.
Yeah, he was having mic issues with me as well. And so, yeah, I think he has some mic issues today.
All right. So State, if you could put in the chat box, when do you believe you'll be able to tender an offer to the defense? I think he's going to write it down. I hope he doesn't turn it backwards. All right. Got it. Norma, can you reset Ms. Diaz for 30 days? And at that time frame, Mr. Toshi, the state will tender an offer to you.
Thank you, Judge. And can I visit with Ms. Diaz and be excused from there?
Yeah, just give me one moment.
Yes,
what day do we come back, Norma?
We can do the 26th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on August 26th. And State, will you be able to have an acknowledgement of discovery by that date as well? Okay. So offer will be due, an acknowledgement of discovery will be due on August 26th. And I'll send you to a breakout room with your client and you will be excused, but she needs to come back to the main room.
Very well. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. If you'll go to breakout room number 2. And Rebecca, do I have anyone else on there?
No, it was just the one today.
All right, thank you. Is Calfus ready?
Your Honor, he stepped away for a moment for another hearing. I can go get him. Just
Oh, no, I'm just wondering what's happening. We're here from 9 to 5. We take our break. So whenever he's ready, we'll be ready.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I believe we have an agreement on the NPR. They just need to take care of a few things this morning first.
Okay. All right, no problem. And Rebecca, I'm signing the documents that you've given me.
Thank you.
Judge, I send you a chat.
All right. Oh, thank you. Let me do that now. Thank All right, Norma L22 Diaz can go back. Ms. Diaz, just let them know you can go back. All right, Mick.
Yes, ma'am. Can I go to a breakout room with my client, Saul Acuna? I just visited the prosecutor for a while. I think we have a resolution.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. And Saul Lacuna, I'm gonna send you to number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, can I see you in a breakout room, please?
I was just going to call you and say, hey, can I see you in a breakout room? All right, if you go to breakout room number 1, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
All right, John Kuntz.
Hey, good morning, Judge.
Morning, who do you have?
I have David Robinson. Norma was nice enough to put him on the docket for today for a plea. I just texted Mr. Nesbitt about that my client was going to take the offer he'd extended to him several weeks ago.
Okay. We
So
have
we're just
had
gonna-
so many famous people on this Zoom screen today. We had John B. Half the people didn't know who John B was because
You
they're
mean
too
the
young.
R&B singer from 2002 or something like that?
Thank you. The rest of the people on this Zoom screen didn't know who I was talking about.
That's funny.
I'm like, wow. Yeah.
So Judge, just to inform the court, this is going to be a probation recommendation. And so Norma, if I'm not sure what paperwork you need to send me, but if you can send that to me whenever you can, I'll go over it with my client.
Yes, sir, I will.
All right. And she needs your client's email address.
Oh, let me, give me 1 second and I will put it in the chat to Norma.
All right. And what I'll do then, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And your attorney will meet you there. And everyone, we're going to break at 12 today. I didn't know this, Brenda, but it's Appreciation Week for probation officers. I'm so sorry. And Rebecca does such great work. I don't want to say that too much because when you say how great somebody is, then they take them from you, right? But so we're going to break. We have a great probation officer. Rebecca, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
My mom appreciates you too. All right, Mark McKay.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, you're back on Mr. Daniels.
Yes, ma'am. At the time of the no change on the bond requirements, my client had addressed you about removing the full GPS house arrest and moving it to partial. I've spoken with Joe Ray. He's in agreement with that. The only problem is the bond is a condition off of his misdemeanor case. Are you allowed to send something? I need to go talk to them.
You'll need to talk to them. Which court is it?
It appears to be County Court 13.
Yeah, I don't like to step on the toes of other judges, but I will tell you on this one, I'll put down, since you're all in agreement,
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
put down that he's allowed to work, but if County Court 13 doesn't allow him to work, I'm not going to go behind that judge's ruling.
And the only reason I put that, or I'm asking, is because I'm sure it was the night magistrate who went through the magistrate process with him that put on the GPS. I mean, if it's something that Ms. Reyes, or the clerks, I think they send something over to the GPS monitoring folks to allow for the change. If we can do that, I'm sure that there's not going to be a problem.
I think you should probably talk to that judge in that county court. I'm sure there will be no problem with it, but I'm going to make my order for this case in this court. And what I'm going to order is partial GPS. He's allowed to work upon proof of employment and presentation of work hours.
Okay. Does any of that get sent to the GPS folks?
This order will be sent to them and they'll know this is what I've ordered.
Okay.
But then what they're going to say is, yeah, what about 13?
It's worth a try.
Yes.
I don't even know if I'm appointed to represent them on that case. And so just to move things forward, but yes, I would greatly appreciate it. And I know Mr. Daniels would too.
All right. So it'll be in the system.
That's perfect. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. Happy Wednesday.
Thank you. Mr. Daniels, please call my office.
Yes, sir.
And Judge, I'm back. This is Mick. I'm back from the breakout with Saul Acuna.
Yes.
And it's going to be a continue and alternate amend.
All right. Is he playing true?
He's going to plead true to a number 1.
All right. So Norma Ferguson will need it in the chat box and she'll need your client's email address.
Even if they're recommending to continue?
Yes, because he needs to do the consent to appear by video.
Oh, you know what? I completely forgot about that. But
No problem.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, big bucks. Yeah, okay. I'm not, building a spaceship to go to the moon.
Or spend 11 minutes in space.
Yes, and you're only 60 miles in the air, I think 62 miles in the air or something. Was it full? It wasn't full view of the moon type of thing, right? Were they walking on the moon?
No, and I think when they say in space, I think it's just on the outer crust of it.
Well, Brenna, if I have enough money, I have nothing against people wanting to explore, but if I have enough money where I am going into space for like 11 minutes, like 62 miles in the air, before I invest in that, I want you to sit me down and say, is this something you really want to spend money on? Is this something, is there something better you could be doing with this? Could you give a vacation to the staff, maybe full paid vacation?
To the entire staff of the Bexar County. But what that is, just the space is now the playground for the billionaires. They're trying to outdo each other.
Okay, Mick, I tell everyone, please watch the movie 2012.
Okay.
He's just like, okay. Watch
I'm gonna
that.
look it up.
Yeah, it's with John Cusack. Woody Harrelson plays this guy who is addicted to pickles. So he's always eating pickles, but he's telling everybody there are these spaceships that are being built and you have to have a ticket to get on it. And the world is coming to an end. And so all the billionaires had this ship in 2021 to get on. I'm just sorry, 2012.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
I think you should
forgot.
also watch The Manchurian Candidate.
I want to say I've seen that a while back.
Well, they have, sometimes remakes are not good. They have the original one. And I think the original one was maybe with Frank Sinatra. And then they have the updated one with Denzel Washington. Both are very good. Sometimes when they remake things, you're like, you should have left that alone.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I get paperwork, we will take that up.
Thank you. I'm sending the email info.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Mr. Martinez, you're here. I don't think your client is in the courtroom.
Your Honor?
Yes, hi. I don't think your client's in the courtroom.
Okay, did he bond out?
Yes, he's on bond.
Well, he didn't inform me he was on bond. Let me text his wife right now and find out where he is.
All right, and the court, oh, wait a minute. Part of it shows in jail, part of it shows on bond.
Judge, it was just a reminder for me just to make sure that I check the system, whether he was out on bond or in jail. But he is out on bond.
Yes, he's on bond. So what I can tell you, Mr. Martinez, we're breaking probably a little bit before 12.
Okay.
It is probation appreciation. And Brenda, as I tell everybody,
I was gonna say, I know my clients always appreciate probation, Judge.
yeah. Well, I always tell people probation officers are a big part of rehabilitation. Without them, what do you have? And then I know I work them extra hard by saying, I want field visits. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do field visits once a week.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to, if your client is not here before 12, then I'll give him till 2 p.m.
Okay, Judge. Like I said, I was unaware he was on bond. I'm texting his wife right now, so we should be able to get him on.
Okay. All right. So just have him come to the 187 District Court.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And everyone, just give me one moment, please.
That parent thing.
Yeah, he sent me some.
They've got some corrections.
Yeah.
Hi, Ron.
Judge, how are you?
Yes. Great.
I gotta talk to David Martin.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Okay.
And let me check my email. All right, I just signed paperwork for Michael Tyler.
I believe that Mr. Michael Tyler is ready to be sworn.
All right, I'm going to send Mr. Tyler to breakout room. Let me see, where is he? He's in 11. If you go back to 11, I'll send the clerks to number 11 to swear him in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And if the clerks could go to breakout room number 11, please. Charles Bach. All right, are we ready on Mr. Acuna?
The defense is, Judge, yes.
Who's the prosecutor on this?
Joe Ray, Judge.
Joe Ray. Good morning, Brianna.
Okay, who is Brianna? That's okay. I used to do that all the time, Nick. It's Brenna.
Oh, I read it wrong. Brenna, I apologize. Nothing worse than calling a lady by the wrong name.
Nick, you know, I called somebody by their wrong name. It was a prosecutor, and I called her by the wrong name throughout my time as a prosecutor. And then finally on year 4, somebody tells me, you know, that's not her name. I'm like, what? So it was Alexandra Williamson. And I would always call her Alexandria or something like that. And she's like, no, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And then it took me forever to remember the correct name. All right, Mr. Acuna, I need you to unmute. Court is calling 2021 CR 1791, State of Texas versus Saul Alexander Acuna. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Mick Aguilera on behalf of the Honorable Saul Acuna.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Acuna, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video? And did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you a document. That document is entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you review it and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Saul? Just one moment. I'm sorry. I'm signing other paperwork.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. Brenda, it's a beautiful Wednesday. Are you the same Saul Alexander Acuna who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 1791 for the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle on May 5th, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 24th day of May 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Saul Alexander Acuna, committed the offense of violation of protective order in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
The state waives the remaining counts.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Acuna, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that the court deny the motion, alter and amend conditions, adding ISP/gang supervision, what's called healthy relationship class, GPS, partial GPS for 60 days to attend school, and employment upon proof. We're also taking into consideration cause number 664-950 and cause number 649-203.
All right, is that agreement, the agreement defense?
Yes, Your Honor, subject to your approval. We have some details on his employment and going to school.
All right, so this new number one, what was that all about? The violation of protective order. Which protective order?
Judge, according to the police reports, he ordered an Uber driver to pick up a former girlfriend or a girlfriend that was subject to the protective order. He sent an Uber driver to her school and have the Uber driver take her to an address near his residence.
All right, Mr. Kuna, why are you doing something so silly? How old are you?
18.
All right, so let me swear you in. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. So who paid for this Uber?
She had done it.
Why are you violating rules? Did you not know you were supposed to have contact with her? You were not supposed to have contact with her. Did you know that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So do you want to go to prison for 10 years?
No, Your Honor.
I mean, you can go to prison for 10 years, but when you call from the prison, you're not going to be able to call an Uber to pick her up to bring her to the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you all have children together?
No, Your Honor.
So that relationship is done. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to talk to her, you talk to her when you are no longer on probation from this court, but you are not allowed to have contact with her. Where do you live?
And 106.
No. I mean, are you living with your mom, your parents? Who do you live with?
My mom.
All right, and what do you do for your mom while you're at home?
Cut the grass, clean around the house.
Cause problems with this because you're on deferred adjudication for a crime. When's the last time you went to school?
About a week ago.
How are your grades?
Good. I recently graduated.
No, let's not say good because people have a different definition. Good and great and okay and mediocre. What are your grades?
Like an average of like 87.
At least what?
Like an 87.
And what?
Like overall every class.
No, let's break it down. Do you have a math class?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your average in math?
Like I don't remember like exactly, but like, it was always a good grade. I never really failed any class or did bad.
You know, what you're telling me is similar to what people say when they say they don't belong to any gangs. They do volunteer work. They take care of their children. That's not telling me anything. Are you at the top of your class, the middle of your class, or at the bottom of your class?
In the middle.
All right, let me just tell you what my mom would always demand of all of us. She would say, when you graduate, I better be one of the parents who has to sit on stage because you're at the top of your class. So for us, there was no option. It's like my mom's sitting on stage. So you're going to have to do better. And part of doing better is to focus on what you need to focus on. And what you need to focus on is, Mr. Kuna, your video's down.
Correct.
Mr. Kuna, part of what you need to do is you need to focus on what you need to do. And what you need to do is focus on your grades, focus on your work, not getting your girlfriend. And honestly, people, I don't understand the dating rules of today between teenagers in high school. You're telling me that you would send an Uber for me and I'm going to have to pay for the Uber that you're sending for me. That's utter, for all the females out there, that's utter nonsense. And you know, you don't have any, you're not supposed to have any contact, but you send an Uber that I'm going to pay for. Next, you're going to be telling me that you order food to your house and she pays for it. But I'm telling you right now, you are to have no contact with her. If you have contact with her, see, your client keeps messing with the video. Let me just tell you, Mr. Kuna, we can do this one or two ways. You can listen to this lecture that you're getting right now, or you can Uber yourself to the courthouse. And I don't know who's going to pay for that. I know it won't be the girlfriend because you're not supposed to have contact with her. So the next thing you're going to be doing is ordering food at your house and having her pay for it. So I'm telling you right now, if you have any contact with her, having some third party contact her or you contact her, we're going to have a problem. A warrant is going to be issued for your arrest because a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You're going to go to the Bexar County Jail. Either your mom will bond you out or not, which sometimes children need tough love. She may allow you to sit at the jail until we hear your case. And when I hear your case, if I find it true, I may continue you, or you may end up going to prison for 10 years. And at the prison, you can get your GED. At the prison, you can consider all of your life choices. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include ISP, gang supervision, I don't know, a healthy relationships course. You're not even at the age where you should be in a relationship because you have all these other issues that you're dealing with. Take in consideration 664-950-649-203. Partial GPS for 60 days. You're allowed to attend school and work. And is this girlfriend that you no longer have, is she at the same school as you?
No, Your Honor. Well,
No, go ahead.
Judge, can I? Oh, so well, let me add in here. Judge, he has completed the summer program at Robert E. Lee. He has graduation, I believe, the 27th of next week. So he's done in the classroom. But as far as the GPS, he does have a practice the day prior to the actual crossing the stage. And that's going to take place 2 days next week. One day's the practice, the next day crossing the stage.
Okay, I'll put on here, he's allowed to attend graduation and to attend practice.
Okay, and then he's always been employed at the Saluna restaurant. He was employed there when he went on supervision. I understood that when he got arrested on this case last week, they put him on Full House GPS, and that county court allowed him to go to work, but they needed your court permission. That didn't happen. I thought he had lost his job, but he does tell me that as soon as possible, he could possibly go to work tonight.
Yeah, I'm allowing him to work. So okay. The court's complete order is alternate main conditions to include ISP and gang supervision. Does your client belong to gang?
He tells me no, Judge. He doesn't know why, but probation, that was one of the 3 recommendations they wanted, was that gang ISP. They wanted that healthy relationship class, which I've never heard of. And I think Joe Ray had never heard of it.
Take care and ARC it for a year, and then you can be in a healthy relationship if the ARC it survives.
Yeah.
But, all right, so alternate main conditions, ISP, gang supervision, healthy relationships class, take in consideration 664-950-649-203, partial GPS for 60 days. He's allowed to work. He's allowed to attend school and attend his practice graduation and graduation ceremonies. Don't come back here, Mr. Kuna, for nonsense. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Mick, you can go to 1, and then after that, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Judge, he still has one more. Mick has the violation report that I just put on in front of you, Judge.
All right. So Mick, before you go there, Mr. Acuna, you can go to the breakout room, and probation, you can go to the breakout room.
And the PR bond person is here, Judge.
All right. Do you have Peter carry on? Just leave it there. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Mr. Acuna, you need to go to breakout room number 1. I've already assigned you. All right, Norma, where is Peter carry on?
Judge, I saw that email this morning, that link. I did not know until this morning that he was supposed to be on a Zoom this morning. He is on Full House GPS. Looking into it this morning a little further after I got to the office, I see that there was a violation for tampering with the strap.
Let's do this. Jason Palacios, are you here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have an update on Mr. Carrion? Does he still have the GPS on or no?
So from my records here shows that he cut the device on the 18th at 12:31 in the morning.
So you don't know where he is?
Exactly. And the device has not moved whatsoever.
All right. So Mick, no one knows where your client is, and I wanted a pretrial services officer in here to let me know whether or not it was truly cut off, or sometimes it's the device battery dies, but they're telling me it's cut off.
I understand, Judge, and I did not. When I saw Norma's Zoom link, it was, well, I don't know, honestly, earlier this morning. I didn't look into Peter's case until I got to the office and saw it was strapped. I guess can we do a judge's warrant or?
Yes, I'm going to do a judge's warrant and remand him without bond.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you for coming in, Mr. Palacios. And Mick, if you could go to number 1 for me, please.
And thank you again, Mr. Jason Palacios also. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, who are the parties on Tyler?
Pat Montgomery for Mr. Michael Tyler, Your Honor.
All right, who's the prosecutor?
That's Meredith.
Me, Judge.
Okay. Okay, just one moment. Oh, thank you, Norman. All right, Mr. Tyler, are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what we're gonna do, because usually there's a lot of noise in the background, if you can just unmute yourself when I have a question for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 2652, State of Texas versus Michael Tyler. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Pat Montgomery for the defendant, Michael Tyler.
And are you Mr. Tyler?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your
No,
Honor.
ma'am.
Any objections from the defense?
None from the defense, Judge.
Mr. Tyler, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Tyler, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state is going to waive the enhancement allegation.
Any
Without
objection?
objection, Judge.
Mr. Tyler, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that you're charged with assault, peace officer, bodily injury? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, and I pay particular attention to that in view of the previous finding of incompetence, but we've had him restored out at the state hospital, and both myself and the experts all agree that he is now competent.
All right. Mr. Tyler, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Okay, I said that one twice.
I had to spend a lot of my back time in jail, but that's what it is.
All right. Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, Mr. Tyler, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. The state will take in consideration 2020 CR 5768. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Tyler?
Yes, ma'am.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, Mr. Tyler, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, Mr. Tyler, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest.
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
We present no objections from the defense, Judge.
Mr. Tyler, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them, and did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We waive any pre-sentence investigation and ask the court to follow the plea agreement today.
All right, anything else you wish to say on behalf of your client?
If the court's inclined to follow the agreement, no. If you're disinclined, I have a lot to say.
Yes, the court is inclined to follow the agreement.
Also, Judge, he was committed to the San Antonio State Hospital involuntarily as an inpatient, and we're asking for credit for that time be applied toward this sentence.
And do you know how much time that was? Did you clear that with the clerk?
6 months, Judge, the maximum that they were permitted to. He was deemed incompetent.
October something. And
I knew it was October. I don't know the exact date, but the computer will show that.
Okay.
He just now got back about 10 days ago, Judge.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Take in consideration 2020 CR 5768. Give you credit for any time served and credit for any time served in an inpatient treatment facility. It's the court's understanding that that was for 6 months. Anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
Nothing
Your Honor.
from defense, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Tyler, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll close the record. Mr. Tyler, I understand your mental health issues. It's very important that you stay on your medications. If there's some sort of side effects, you need to let the doctors know about that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Tyler. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Judge?
and yes.
Now that we're off the record, that's one of the problems with the current system. They send him over to SASH. They can provide him medicines that actually help him. And then when he gets to the Bexar County Jail, they can't give him those medicines.
Well, we're going to have to talk to whomever we need to talk to make that happen. Get through the red tape.
We'll chat about that as a policy issue too, Judge. Talk to you later.
Awesome.
May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Everyone, just give me a moment.
It's about 15 minutes. It's actually at 12. And she gives the stories about 20.
All right. And then Mr. Tyler, we're going to send you back, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If there's a deputy in the court, in that building, you can let them know. If not, I'll make sure that the court coordinator calls over there.
Okay. And they told me something that I needed to remember, that I have to do something before I leave here.
I'm not sure what that would be. When you say to leave here?
Like he told me when I was leaving that I needed to tell them something.
Maybe about his medication?
Oh, did your attorney say that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right.
We'll see if we can get your attorney to Zoom back in so he can remind you, okay?
Okay.
It's probably the fingerprint. I told the defendant.
Fingerprint. Yeah. Fingerprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Thank
told
you.
him to remind them.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, that's what it was. Fingerprints.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Ron Ross.
I tell them to fingerprint me and I'm done.
Yes.
Okay.
Norma, can you let them know that 14G can go back, but he needs to be fingerprinted?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. All right, Ron.
Judge, I had talked to Joe Ray earlier, and I talked to David Martin, and David is in agreement. We need a 30-day reset.
Which case is this?
This Elijah Kelly.
I'm sorry, could you say the last name again?
Kelly, Kelley.
All right, so what is going on with Elijah Kelly? This is the 2019.
Yeah, well, okay, he was in jail for about a year and a half, waiting transfer to Vernon's because he was found incompetent to stand trial.
Okay.
And then he finally made it to Vernon's earlier this year, and then he just was restored here just a few weeks ago. So he's been over 2 years, has been waiting to have that done. He has a history, a major history of problems, zones out, schizophrenia. The state wants to look at I've asked them to look, and they're going to look at the report, the restoration report from Vernon's doctors, plus other reports about his mental condition to figure out what kind of how we may resolve this. And they also, I think they also want to talk to the victim because it's been such a long time.
Okay, so how much time do you all need? What are you asking for?
Well, I asked for 30 days. I don't know if we actually need that, but I think that would certainly give the state plenty of time.
All right, state, is that enough time for you?
I think so.
All right, Norma, on Elijah Kelly, can I have a 30-day reset?
I do know it's an old case, Judge, and this is my first court appearance on this case, but been waiting for the mental health matter to be taken care of.
All right, we'll give you a 30-day reset.
I'm sorry, Judge. I was on
A 30-day reset on Elijah Kelly. The state wants to review some documents.
on the 26th, Judge.
Oh.
All right, we'll come back on August 26th. Do you need to speak with your client anymore?
Why don't I talk to him and let him know he's autistic, and that's another problem. I need to talk with him.
Kelly, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Your attorney will meet you there to speak with you. And then Mr. Ross, if you'll come back in the main room and let us know when he's ready to go back.
I will, Judge.
Thank you. All right, and Norma, do you know where Eduardo Jimenez is?
Judge, he's in trial with the jury in the 186.
Okay, so we'll need to reset Mr. Campos.
Yes, ma'am.
When do you want to have it brought back?
I can have it brought back next week, Judge.
What date?
Wednesday.
Okay, Mr. Campos, your attorney is currently in a jury trial. So we're going to bring you back on July 28th.
July 20th, okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that 14E can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Shimon, 14.
Rebecca, we're going to get you out of here so you can go celebrate.
Much appreciated. Ms. Gonzalez too.
Yay! Congratulations, Ms. Gonzalez. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge Wood.
Judge, I just sent you an email.
Okay, thank you. All righty. Then has he been sent back to Carruthers Court?
Hold on.
The email? All right, thank you.
I used to do the directives of the jail. I used to give them the food. Because if they try to dump it.
Yes, Ross?
Okay, my client is ready to go back.
All right, we'll get him back. Thank you, Mr. Ross. Have a good one.
Thank you very much.
We're just waiting for your attorney. He was here this morning.
Yeah, he had text me. Got that part already down.
All right, Mr. Kelly, you're done for today. So they're going to take you back and we'll see you back in court, okay?
I cannot excuse you.
Thank you.
It has to come from
I
her.
wasn't trying to leave. I was saying, was I good? Because I can't think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. We're just waiting for your attorney. to
It's
go-
crazy because he's always late. This is the one day he was like here. Ironic.
Will you pick up if I call?
You could call him. He was already on Zoom earlier this morning.
Yeah.
It's funny, his attorney, when he's here and ready, 4 hours late. That's just how they work. I guess because Obama feel like hella cases, right?
That's I do. Did you see that? You know. Wow. Did you see her? Brenna's like concentrating. You didn't see her? She looks high. Well, she has no
Norma, do you have a date that you want to bring Mr. Randall back, or any updates from Magistrates Court when they can hear that?
Judge, I'm waiting for Carl to respond. He just responded. Give me 1 second, Judge.
Okay.
I can set it for 30 days.
Okay. So you want to bring it back when?
On the 26th.
Okay. So probation on Mr. Randall, they're going to recall that for August 26th. His attorney wants a sanity eval done.
I just received it, Judge. I'm going to print it out right now.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
This is what it said.
And that's what whatever time, there's no hearing, I'm just going to grant it. Oh, where's the? Oh, okay.
Do you have this file? Do we have to send this file over?
Yes, we do. Everyone, just give me a moment. Norman, do you have an update on Alfonso Cabanas?
No, ma'am. Let me double check on that, Judge.
All right, it's not, because I think we're going to take our break before 12 so that Rebecca and Ms. Gonzalez can get to where they need to be. There's nothing worse than rushing to a location. It's like, I need time to like exhale before I walk in, you know?
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Thank you. Mr. De La Vega, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so your motion was withdrawn, so you are excused.
Thank you. And what time do I need to be back in?
No. You're excused for the day. Your matter was resolved by the defense in the state.
Yes, ma'am.
Does he need to report or do anything else, Rebecca?
No, they terminated the case unsatisfactorily.
All right. So your case has been terminated, so you're done.
Yes, ma'am. Now, the only question that I do have is I am on 24/7 supervision for house arrest. And
you're done. You're not on supervision in this court anymore.
I have the ankle on right now.
Michael, we could go into a breakout room and I'll explain it to you.
Are you going to explain that to him?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, but here's the thing, Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, your probation was terminated.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
hoping, and I'm sure your attorney will speak to you about this in the breakout room. You need to learn a lesson from this.
Your Honor, these last 8 years have been a huge lesson, and I believe that I've grown a lot of character from everything that I have gone through. And I promise you, you'll never, ever, ever see me in your courtroom ever again.
Okay. Hopefully I will see you in public being a mentor to somebody. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So don't get excited and go out and celebrate because things
Definitely
happen.
not. I have a lot of responsibilities that I need to still take care of.
All right. And your attorney knows my motto is nothing good happens after midnight. So everybody should be in their house before midnight.
Before midnight for me.
Okay. All right.
Judge,
did you want to speak to him?
Room?
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And
Sure.
You don't have to come back to the main room after that. You can leave from the breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor, and y'all have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. You too. And Norma,
Michael, join the breakout room, Michael.
And Norma, what we're going to do, we're going to break now. And everybody who's not here can come back at 2. That way probation will have a chance to go where they need to go.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So guys, don't get too wild and crazy.
Thank you, Judge. We'll be back.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys at 2. But we really appreciate you all.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
It's good to hear sometimes.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to stop live stream and I'll remember not to close down because it'll close the breakout rooms.